A difficult life for English settler. Today we tell about the first permanent English settlement in North America. England was the first country to compete with Spain for claim in a new world, although it was too weak to do this openly at first, but Queen Elizabeth of England supported such exploration as early as the 1570s. Sir Humphrey Gilbert led the first English settlement effort. He did not establish any lasting settlement. He did as he was returning to England. Gilbert's half-brother, Sir Walter Raleigh, continued his work. Raleigh sent a number of ships to explore the east coast of North America. He called the land Virginia to honor England and married Queen Elizabeth. In 1585, about 100 men settled on Roanoke Island, off the coast of the present-day state of North Carolina. These settlers returned to England a year later. After group went to Roanoke the next year. This group included a number of women and children, but the supply ship Raleigh sent to the colony failed to arrive. When he got there in 1590, none of the settlers could be found. History experts they are not sure what happened. Some research suggests that at least one of the settlers became part of the Indian tribe that lived in the area. One reason for the delay in getting supplies to Roanoke was the attack of Spanish Navy against England in 1588. King Philip of Spain had decided to invade England, but the small English ship, combined with the fiercely strong, defeated the huge Spanish fleet. As a result, Spain was no longer able to block English exploration. England discovered that supporting colonies so far away was extremely costly, so Queen Elizabeth took no more action to do this. It was not until after her death in 1603 that England began serious effort to start colony in America. In 1606, the new English king, James I, gave two business groups permission to establish colony in Virginia, the area claimed by England. Companies were recognized to carry out the move. The London Company sent 100 settlers to Virginia in 1606. The group landed there in May 1607 and found Jamestown. It was first permanent English colony in the New World. The colony seemed about to fail from the start. The settlers did not plant their crop in time, so they soon have no food. Their leader lacked the farming and bathing skills needed to survive on the land. More than half of the settlers died during the first winter. The businessmen controlling the colony from London knew nothing about living in such a wild place. They wanted the settlers to search for gold and explore local rivers in hope of finding a way to the east. One settler knew this was wrong. His name was Captain John Smith. He helped the colonists build houses and grow food by learning from local Indians. Still, the Jamestown settlers continued to die each year from disease, lack of food, and Indian attack. The London Company sent 6 4,000 settlers to Virginia between 1606 and 1622. More than 4,000 died during that time. History experts say that all the settlers surely would have died without the help of local Powhatan Indians. The Indians gave the settlers food. They taught them how to live in the forest, and the Powhatan Indians showed the settlers how to plant new crops and how to clear the land for building. The settler accepted the Indian help. Then, however, the settler took whatever as they wanted by force. In 1622, the local Indian attacked the settler for interfering with Indian land. 340 settlers died. The colonists answered the attack by destroying the Indian tribe living along Virginia coast. The settlers recognized that they would have to grow their own food and survive on their own without help from England or anyone else. The Jamestown colony was clearly established by 1624. It was even beginning to earn money by growing and selling a new crop, tobacco. The other early English settlements in North America were much to the north of Virginia, in the present state of Massachusetts. The people who settled there left England for different reasons than those who settled in Jamestown. The Virginia settlers were looking for ways to earn money for English business. The settlers in Massachusetts were seeking religious freedom. King Henry VIII of England had separated from the Roman Catholic Church. His daughter, Queen Elizabeth, established the Protestant religion in England. It was called the Church of England, or the Anglican Church. The Anglican Church, however, was similar to that of the Roman Catholic Church. Not all Protestants like this. Some wanted to leave the Anglican Church and form religious group of their own. In 1606, members of one such group in the town of Scorbine did separate from the Anglican Church. About 125 people left England for Holland. They found problems there too, so they decided to move again to the New World. Those people were called pilgrim because that is the name given to people who travel for religious purposes. About 35 pilgrims were among the passengers on a ship called Mayflower in 1620. It left England to go to Virginia, but the Mayflower never reached Virginia. Instead, it landed to the north on Cape Cod Bay. The group decided to stay there instead of trying to find Jamestown. The pilgrim and the other on the Mayflower saw a need for rule that would help them live together peacefully. They believed they were not under English control, saying they did not land in Virginia, so they wrote a plan of government called the Mayflower Compact. It was the first such plan ever developed in the New World. They elect a man called William Bradford as the first governor of their Plymouth colony. We know about the first 30 years of Plymouth colony because William Bradford described it in his book of Plymouth Plantation. As happened in Jamestown, about half the settlers in Plymouth died the first winter. The survivors were surprised to find an Indian who spoke English. His name was Quantor. He had been kidnapped by an English sea captain and had fled in England before returning to his people. The Pygmy believed a squatter was sent to them from God. He made it possible for them to communicate with the native people. He showed them the best place to fish, what kind of crops to plant and how to grow them. He provided them with all kinds of information they needed to survive. The settler invited the Indian to fish in the month of November to celebrate their successes and to thank Squanto for his help. Americans remember that celebration every year when they observe the Thanksgiving holiday. Other English settlers began arriving in the area now called New England. One large group was called the Puritan. Like the Pilgrims, the Puritans did not agree with the Anglican Church, but they did not want to separate from it. The Puritans wanted to change it to make it more holy. Their desire for this change made them unwelcome in England. The first ship-carrying Puritan left England for America in 1630. By the end of that summer, 1,000 Puritans had landed in the northeastern part of the new country. The new English king, Charles, have given permission from them to settle the Massachusetts Bay Area. The Puritans began living in England in large groups between 1630 and 1,640 million, say for New England. They lived on the dangerous strip. They wanted to live among people who believed as they did. People who honor the rule of Bible. Puritans believed that the Bible was the word of God. The Puritans and other Europeans, however, found a very different people in the New World. They were American Native Indians. That would be our story for next week.